Warzone 2 is very different than Warzone 1, so I'm going to cover everything you guys need to know to give yourself a competitive advantage and hopefully be able to win more games in Warzone 2. Let's first start with loadouts because this is completely different. Now there's three main different ways of getting your loadout guns in Warzone 2. The first being that you can buy your custom loadout guns for 5K each at a buy station. This is just the guns, no perks. The second is there are strongholds that pop up on the map. These are random. There seems to be about 2 or 3 each game, and these usually come in about the second circle or so where it'll pop up and say strongholds are active, and you can look for a little castle symbol on your map. If you go to those, there's going to be a bunch of AI bots that if you kill all the bots and you do kind of like a small mission where you basically go and you blow up a certain safe, it's going to give you a loadout, and you can get your full loadout with your perks and everything right there. This method is pretty inconsistent though, because it's kind of like luck on where you are in the map when the strongholds pop up. But this is the only way to get your loadout before the loadout drop, which is going to be our third and final method of getting our loadout. There is a loadout drop, but it's not until the third circle, which is way later than it used to be in Warzone 1. And it's also very different. There used to always be a loadout that would spawn near you, about 100 to 200 meters near your location. However, now there is a plane that flies across the map in one direction, and it's going to drop a line of loadouts that anybody in the entire game can go up to and access those loadouts. Now, one thing that I believe is a bug with this is it seems like when one person goes up and interacts with that loadout, the map marker for it goes away. So when they do drop in the third circle, you're going to want to ping kind of near the closest one that you're going to want to go to. That way you can work your way to it because that marker is going to go away. Another thing that's unique about loadouts is that you cannot set custom perks. You have to use one of the preset perk packages. I don't know if this is going to be being changed later in the future, but as of now, you're stuck with what they have to offer. The Gulag is completely different. When you die, you do go to the Gulag like normal, but now it is a 2v2 instead of a 1v1. You work with a random person. If you and your teammate do die at the same time, you're more likely to get paired with them. And basically, it is the winning team is going to exfil and get back into the game. So if you die, but your random teammate kills both of the enemies, you're going to come back even though you died. Another thing that's unique is there is a jailer that spawns. He kind of looks like a Juggernaut type character. He's an AI bot that is going to spawn about 30 seconds or so into the Gulag. And if you guys happen to kill the jailer, if both teams gang up and kill the jailer, everybody, all the teams come back from the Gulag right then. The buy station UI is very unique. There is a gear section, which is for things like armor plates, UAVs, and then there's your primary gun section, which we talked about earlier, is how to buy your guns. One thing that's very different with the buy stations though is you can only buy one UAV per buy station. So there were multiple times I went up to a buy station. Our team had hit it before, but somebody else in the game had hit that buy station and bought a UAV. You just can't buy one. You have to just go find another one or you're just out of luck. Looting is extremely different, and this is going to be one of those things where there's a lot of time to adjust to this. In previous, loot would spread across the floor and it would pretty well auto loot certain things like ammo and plates and stuff like that. Whereas now when you kill an enemy, you have to go up and open their backpack and then you can loot things. It seems like there's some degree of auto looting where it'll automatically take plates and money, but it was very buggy at first. And I would imagine this is something that's going to get improved upon, but it feels very weird. One thing that's interesting is, for example, in your actual player, you could hold something like a heartbeat sensor as your tactical, but you could stow another tactical, let's say stims, in your backpack. And this is something I ended up doing one game where I had a heartbeat sensor. But I pulled my stims out of my backpack so I could heal myself and kind of make a gas play. So a lot of interesting mechanics that are going to come from this backpack system, but you do have to loot the backpack first to expand your inventory. Plating is also very different. So it used to be in Warzone, you always could put on up to 3 plates. However, when you start the game, you can only put on 2 plates. You have to loot a 3-plate armor vest in order to put on that third. It kind of looks like a satchel. Basically, once you equip that, your plates are going to go from the blue color to purple. Purple means you can put on all 3. And when you're shooting enemies and you're seeing that purple armor pop up, that means they have a 3-plate armor vest. So this is a huge advantage if you get this early in the game. It seems like by mid-game, they were pretty readily available and everyone had them, but definitely a big advantage to get one of these early in the game. If you've played Modern Warfare 2 before Warzone 2, the movement is feeling just like MW2 and there is no slide canceling. In general, the movement is much slower and simplified in Warzone 2 compared to Warzone 1. You can't really bunny hop, there's no slide canceling, and there's no way to really consistently reset your tactical sprint. So one complaint I have personally with that is just when you're rotating from one place to another, it feels very slow unless you get into a vehicle. And with that, the Al Mazrah map seems to be a bit bigger than Verdansk or Caldera was. So there are times where you feel like you're in a little bit of a running simulator unless you have a vehicle. And getting from point A to point B can feel pretty slow. Another small point with movement is I noticed is that when you start to put on a plate, your player slows down significantly. You used to be able to kind of run around and play. Now, when you put on that plate, you basically slow down to a walking speed. So it makes it a little bit more difficult to outplay people. You have to kind of get to a safe spot first and then start to play it up. The overall gunplay in Warzone 2 is very different than Warzone 1. Number one being the assault rifles in general have much more recoil at long range. Because of this, the overall meta is definitely going to shift, but snipers do not seem to be a one-shot headshot on fully plated opponents, even at close range. The snipers do seem very good. They seem to be pretty fast bullet velocity and stuff like that, but you are pretty much never going to one-shot someone unless they're not fully plated. So in general, long-range fights got nerfed for all guns, and a lot of the fights are becoming these mid to close range fights just because of the kind of balancing of the different guns. Something I definitely noticed at the more close to mid-range fights, though, are the time to kill, or TTK, feels way faster than Warzone 1. I believe we're back to a base health of 100, unlike 150 for Warzone 1. And just with that, you're going to die a lot faster. And when you start getting shot from not that far away, you do not have much time to react and try to get to cover. There's a whole new mechanic in terms of swimming. This was not at all featured in Warzone 1. You can swim, dive underwater, and things like that in Warzone 2, along with there's also boat. So there is a new water mechanic to kind of add to this. And you can do, it seems like, some sneaky types of plays by swimming in the water and using the water as sort of a means of rotation. There's also no resurgence type game mode available right now, or no Rebirth Island small map. The only Battle Royale map is the large Al Mazrah map, and it's just regular Battle Royale, no resurgence. There is also the DMZ game mode, which is supposed to be kind of like an Escape from Tarkov-esque game, but very different from Escape from Tarkov. Call of Duty kind of did its own spin on it. Seems very, very different from your normal BR type game mode. It's just going to be, to see if that's something that you're going to like or not, but it might be a good method to level your guns. We'll just have to see. There's nothing confirmed about a Rebirth Island type map or resurgence game mode coming, but I can only assume that in the near future, they're going to add at least like an Al Mazrah resurgence, or possibly another small map similar to Rebirth Island. Obviously, there's lots more to come. This is very early in Warzone 2, and we can expect lots of changes and updates over the near future. But let me know what you guys think. I'm going to let the rest of this game play out, where we had our first win and had a really great clutch with the team. So stay tuned. If you're new here, consider subscribing for lots more info and staying up to date on Warzone 2. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one, guys.
Where you at? I'm dropping you.
I don't see anything yet.
Looks.
Oh.
Thanks.
Only reload. There we go.
We gotta push this. We gotta push up here.
Yeah.
I'm pushing into this building right here.
Oh my God. Yeah.
I didn't even know there was a window right there.
Claymore right here. I'm gonna leave it. I'm not gonna set it off. It's right there.
Hold on. Can I switch my plate? No. Wait.
I'm pushing into this building. Where are these guys? We got basically a lot of full teams. Well, actually, we don't know.
Oh, on me. Above me.
Jump.
I'm in a bad spot here.
In this building, I saw one, I'm pretty sure.
It's fine. I'm gonna rotate up with a couple Joes.
Yeah, I'm going to Joe. Oh no, my cat.
They're gonna have to rotate.
Jesus.
We have high ground up here. If we want. There's a bunch of stuff floating around here, guys.
I need plates. Yeah.
There's a bunch of stuff up top here.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
he's right. Can't even pick up
One
this
right
fucking
behind.
gun.
One right below us. Below us.
Okay.
Okay.
At least one.
I'm watching the
Dead,
stairs.
dead.
Okay, nice, nice. Up the hill. Yeah, up the hill shooting 100%.
Get to the new safe zone.
We probably just need to move now.
I agree.
Oh, right up the hill, right. Live.
We
Down.
we have to push right here.
Down.
Pushing.
10 remain. You're nearly done.
Throw a grenade, throw a grenade, throw a grenade.
Yep. I'm drill charging this. Up to the hill to the left. Up to the hill to the left.
Okay.
Yep. Yeah, we need to get this house.
To the right, the house to the right.
We're in this house. This house is clear.
All right, I'm coming.
Knocked in there, knocked in the house.
Nice.
One right here.
At the high ground.
Huge. I'm watching right. I'm watching house right.
Watch straight ahead.
Next to us, right.
Down.
Nice,
him.
nice, play life, play life,
TCap,
play
I need
life,
to
play
plate.
life.
Yeah.
Don't worry, mate. We're not done yet.
Good save. Is he calling away? Did you get the fish?
Good.
No,
Down one. I'm
to the left. Close. Down. Finish. Hold.
Around back.
I see him. What the fuck, man?
Dead.
Oh, good fucking
Let's go!
save.
Let's go, boys! Woo!
Let's go, baby. First fucking dub,
Let's
Jack.
go!